Hey everyone, this is Rachel and I'm here with another process video. I'm going to be once again working with my September 2017 Clique Kit, which is filled with Fancy Pants Dream Big and One Canoe 2 Creekside. I'm also going to be working with a sketch I've mentioned in several other videos. I'm working through several different sketches from Scrapbook Generations online magazine they had a couple years ago called Create, and this is a 2-page sketch that they put out as one of the free ones. I'm going to be taking just the right side of the 2-page sketch and making it a 1-page sketch using a 1 4x6 photo, or 6x4 as it's going to be horizontal, simply because that's what I have a photo of for the little story I want to tell that explains something that happens anytime we go to Long Island. Alright folks, that is going to be it. I will get you on fast forward and get started with this, so let's get going. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I have this half a piece of the Jen Hadfield specialty paper that came in my kit. It is that gold foiled tree cut apart piece. Not cut apart, but the view of a cut tree. And I'm going to use that to map my photo. Now, I do this all kind of wonky. I should have just cut them off in edge. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do... Anyways, it works in the end. And now I'm just looking to see, I need a piece as part of the sketch. I need a piece that is going to go horizontally along the bottom third. And originally I think I'm going to use this branding strip with the leaves on it. So I'm just trimming that up. I don't actually end up using that. So I'm looking to see what I'm going to use as my background piece. I considered this one from the Creekside collection, but my photo would cover up the majority of that flower, so I just didn't feel the need to use it. I love this multicolored one with the little shapes on them, but I'm thinking it's going to be too busy to be the main part. And so I consider for a little bit the red plaid. I'm not a huge fan of red, but you can sort of see my housemate, you can sort of see her mom, and they're both wearing reddish orange colors, so I thought that might work. But in the end, I decided to pull out some white cardstock and use the two, and these actually were my two favorite papers in the entire kit, the aqua geometric shape and then the multicolored little diamondy shapes. I'm going to end up inking up all of my stuff with Distress ink in Gathered Twigs. I do want to do several mats on my photo. I'm going to use that floral one from Dream Big, but I decide I want a little bit more contrast, so I decide to do a very tiny layer of this navy blue constellation paper from One Canoe 2, the Creekside collection. Well, that's the B-side of the plaid. So I'm just going to trim that up. I've added the third layer of that floral piece and another round of the ink. And I'm good with my photo for right now, so I'm going to concentrate on my background pattern papers. I cut a chunk of this aqua paper, and as I said, that is from the One Canoe 2 line, and then also the multicolor one, which is from the Dream Big, and I'm going to do those so that they're the same width across. And then I have a piece of brown and white gingham. You can see it up at the top center of I'm grabbing it right now, and I'm going to use that. That's actually not a branding strip, it's just a piece I cut off. And then I also have this yellow, mustardy yellow star piece of paper, and I'm going to use the two of those together to be that horizontal piece that's on the sketch. So once I get that trimmed down, and I think I cut the first one too big, so I do a smaller one, and I don't know I don't remember if it might have been that it was at an angle, so I cut another one for some reason. I actually don't remember now why I did that. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and ink both of those up with the Gathered Twigs, and now I've decided on what I'm going to do, so I'm just getting rid of some of the various scraps I had sitting on my desk. So once I get this all inked up, and it does take a little bit of time, I know why I cut two, because I'm adding a strip at the top. Hello? Silly me. I'm literally sitting here with the layout in my lap, but do you think I look down, I'm like, oh, that's why I cut another strip. Because there's going to be a strip across the top of the layout as well. Hello? Durr. Okay. Alright, I pull out my T-square ruler. I'm looking to get that bottom piece set down quite straight. I do have to turn it, so what I do, I use my T-square ruler. My mat creates a lip over my table, so I use the edge of my mat and then line my cardstock up along that, so I know I've got it perfectly straight, and then the lip of the mat takes care of the lip portion of my T-square ruler. For those of you who use a T-square ruler, you know there's like a 1/8 of an inch of a lip they put on there to catch like the edge of whatever you're trying to line up. So that is what I do when I want to make sure things are perfectly straight. So I grabbed one of the cut off pieces from my gold specialty paper that came in the kit, and I'm going to use that as kind of my base layer of banners and stickers and just a big cluster there at the top. And because it's got that weird cutoff thing, I'm going to be sure to add something to hide that. I trim off the piece that hangs over the edge, and then I'm going to start going through my die cuts and my bits and pieces that came in my Clique Kit for September, and to see what I might use. I want to use those acrylic pieces. It's one of those things where I keep meaning to use it, but I so like the fonts that came with the alphas that came with my kit that I hadn't, up until this point, I hadn't used any of it. And I also pulled out some things from my die cut pack. There isn't a huge amount left, but I pulled some things that I thought I might use. I had that on top there, what used to be a tag, but I cut the top off to use somewhere else. I have that big circle that says take a hike. I've got that little flag piece. That's a bear print, but I'm going to be like, you know what? If you don't look too close, it could be a dog print, right? Huh? Okay. So I pull that flag sticker, and that's what I'm going to use to hide the fact that that wood piece is cut off. I'm going to trim off the take a hike. Now, obviously, in the meaning of the line, they mean for it to actually to take a hike, but I'm using it more in the, take a hike, doggy, you're not getting any people food. Which is what this is what this layout is about. My dog, like most dogs, finds people food to be the most amazing thing on the planet. So she is always giving us beseeching eyes to get people food. She doesn't get it very often. And so I'm just using some of the stickers and the die cuts, and right now I've got some of the pattern paper. The one that came from the Creekside collection that had a bunch of different colored icons on it, I used it in my double page layout, and I've fussy cut out that flower. I'm going to go back and fussy cut out another flower for the top cluster, and then I just went around the edges with ink, which, if you like to fussy cut but aren't very good at it, that can hide a multitude of sins, the inking of the edges of fussy cut pieces, let me tell you. I then popped each of those up using one of my Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. I'm going to cut a fishtail banner into the bottom of this former tag, now flag, and it says, I'd be lost without you, and I would. I love my dog. She is like an awesome dog. So, but, she has her quirks just like all animals and humans alike. So I grab that pink heart, that is a die cut, and then the gold heart, that is also a die cut. And then I'm just building this upper cluster. I grab that other fussy cut floral piece, and then I have a flag that says Dreamer. I'm actually going to use the word Dreamer twice on this layout. It's kind of funny. I don't normally like to reuse the same word on one layout, but in this case, I just did. Sometimes I'm better at it than other times. I've got that white acrylic heart that also came in my kit, along with the words "My Life" and "Happy." It was a partial pack of, I'm actually not sure where it came from now. I knew back when I started with this kit, but at this point I do not remember. I go ahead and get my photo down. Now this whole time I'm doing this, oh, and that navy blue word, that's the dreamer, second dreamer I added. And then I'm also going to add the words "Dream Big," and those are from the Fancy Pants stickers that came in the Clique Kit, because that's what she does. She dreams big about people food. And then not from the Clique Kit, but I bought along to go with the Clique Kit, use these alpha for the word "but." So during this next portion, and I save for last, I usually know what my title is going to be. And in this case, I knew sort of what I wanted my title to be, but I wasn't quite sure what exact wording I wanted. I wanted to be able to use some of these acrylic words, so I wanted to get those in there, but I didn't want it to sound weird. So the only part I'm going to skip ahead is when I use the ultra thin Freckled Fawn scripty alpha puffy stickers that came in my Clique Kit, and that's just because it takes a little while to get them down. So my entire title is going to be "But It Would Make My Life So Happy to Have Some Real Food." Because, like, anytime we're eating, she's like, "Oh my gosh, what are you? Is that, oh, it's a carrot? I love carrots. Carrots are awesome." Like, her favorite thing actually is raw potatoes. So if I'm making roasted potatoes or mashed potatoes, she is like the world's most excited dog. She, what we call tap dancing, meaning she kind of bounces back and forth on her paws. And because she has clicky paws, like, they make little tap dancing noises, you'll sometimes hear her walking around while I'm doing my voiceovers, and it's hilarious. So you see here, she has jumped up in the chair after we finished eating dinner, and like she's expecting another plate for herself. And I don't know if you just heard that. That was just her walking across the floor. So I pull 2 more of those stickers that say "Happy," and then I'm going to add a third set of those stickers up at the top cluster, and that says "Live, Laugh, Love." So, as Sadie demonstrates her clicking nails, I am going to finish up the rest of my title. And also, yeah, I'm going to finish up the rest of my title, so it's going to jump ahead, woo, magic, with the words "real food." And then I'm going to go get some Webster's Pages tile alphas to finish off the rest of it with the words "to have some." Now these take a little while to get down, and also get down the spacing correctly. So while I do that, I am going to say I am almost done with this kit. I think I have one more layout to do, and then I made a couple of cards. So I have my layouts and leftovers video to come up after this one, because I did not film the last layout I did with this particular kit. Now, once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and I've already shown you my October kit, which is Glitter Girl, and so I will start showing you some videos with that. So once I get everything glued down, I am going to finish off by adding the epoxy arrow stickers that came in the kit from Freckled Fawn, and then I'm going to finish off my layout with some spatters from my Heidi Swap Color Shine in the colors tea and navy. So tea is kind of like a bronzy color, so even though there are gold elements in this layout, it's a bronzier gold than the gold Color Shine. I did forget one thing, and that would be my journaling. I didn't necessarily have any journaling spots for this, and I thought that paper was too busy to journal on. So what I did was I grabbed one of the cut-aparts, and I just trimmed off the top portion, and then I ran out of ATG, which is great because it was the last thing I had to do for this layout, and I didn't need any more ATG, so it was perfect timing for once. So I'm just writing about what I told you before, which is that, you know, she's always looking for human food. She's not a beggar, like she won't paw at you or anything like that. She'll just kind of look at you like, "But don't you want to give some to me?" Alright folks, that is going to finish my layout for today. As I mentioned, now I'm going to add my Heidi Swap tea and navy color shine. Thank you guys so much for joining me here. If you could flick me a thumbs up, that would be super awesome. If you have any questions, just leave it below. I usually do answer in about a week or so. Alright everyone, bye!